Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogboat333, and welcome to the new campaign trail. Last time we hopped in, at least on the YouTube, was SpongeBob '08. Again, we played as Patrick Star and rocked America as a third-party candidate, winning the White House with a new reformed party. A new reform party, rather. Us, along with Dwayne Johnson, managed to do some real good on the campaign trail, despite the fact that we kept trying to sell rocks. Before we go forward with the next mod, I do want to show off that there's a new campaign trail website. I don't think it's an official replacement, but I want to check it out for this new one. It's called Campaign Trail Showcase. It's a bit more of a curated one, I think. It's a showcase. It also has all the mods here if you want to check those all out. Well, I don't think all of them have been re-uploaded to this one, though. But it's more of a... I don't quite know how to describe it. But it's, I guess, more of a curated version of it. I think they might be waiting for more loading screens pop up. But it seems like a pretty cool one. And so I wanted to check it out for this first one. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this one or go with a new one. Although the old website has a kind of wacky loader, I'm not going to lie, that they just added in. But I'm going to go ahead and play this one right here. As the United States heads into the 2008 election, the ongoing war in Iraq continues to divide the public. Donald Trump is a billionaire who has, for now, ran out a hard populist anti-war image. John McCain, the senator from Arizona and Vietnam War hero, takes Republican mantle from the unpopular George W. Bush. As the economic crash turns into a deepening recession, many Americans are anxious for a departure from the status quo. This is Trump 2008. This is a very fun mod. Inspired by a time where, for the one story, nice. Okay, yeah. So this is inspired by if Donald Trump stuck to his more left-wing political instincts back in his earlier sort of political career, like before, like he ran Republican, like reform ticket. Ended up running in 2008 on the Democratic ticket and got a nomination. It's a pretty fun mod, and I've been meaning to give it a bit of a shot soon. So I figured now was as good a time as any. Let's go ahead and play. So, Donald Trump, of course, Democrat from the state of New York. Billionaire real estate developer, Donald Trump has shocked the political world by winning the Democratic nomination on a hardline populist anti-war message, but now has a harder task of winning the general election against Senator McCain. He must find a way to appeal to moderate voters without driving progressives away and potentially appealing to groups that haven't voted for Democrats as of late. He can continue his attacking controversial populist campaign in general, or he can try something different. Republican operatives salivated at the thought of him winning the nomination, but the state of the economy may cause them to regret doing so, while someone like Trump having a real chance of winning. With someone like Trump, rather. So we have three options of running mates. Barack Obama, John Edwards, and Stephen Colbert. Colbert would be funny. I might do that another day, but I'm going to go full min-max, maximum win. So I want to play with Obama. Plus the fact that the idea of Trump and Obama working together on a campaign is not funny to me. Let's be real. Barack Obama is a senator, and before that a state senator from Illinois. At one point, and still for many, considered a rising star in the Democratic Party, his bid for presidency petered out after the campaign turned into you versus Hillary Clinton. A young, charismatic African-American whose personality could contrast with yours on campaign trail, Obama could help you with many groups. Obama, however, is pretty liberal, always having been against the Iraq War, and he's not particularly well liked by the Democratic establishment. Compared to you, though, he's practically a dream for them. In addition, he could really help you with the black vote, with him potentially becoming the first African American to be elected president. Let's do it. We play normal, winner take all. Let's do it. After a long, aggressive primary, you are now the Democratic nominee. As you step onto the convention stage in Denver, what will you say in your acceptance speech, keeping in mind the divided Democratic Party? We have an incredible Democratic Party here, and now we must all work together to beat Bush, Cheney, McCain, and all the rest of them. Hillary's a friend. She was at my wedding. Republicans have utterly destroyed the economy, have killed so many people at home and abroad. We need to beat them. My Trump voice was never very good, but that wasn't even an attempt at the Trump voice, but we'll work on it as we go along. This is a rather uncharacteristic uniting speech from you, but it does its job well, and you're getting a decent boost as a result. What do you have to say about the selection of Barack Obama as your running mate? Obama is a tremendous man. Won big league back in 2004. Fair, right? He's our guy. Gonna bring hope and change as our first black vice president. We will be the best ticket for the blacks of all time. Absolutely historic, great moment. Love to see it. Picking Obama as your running mate is definitely helping you with African Americans, and your play for them with this answer doesn't go unnoticed. So let's take a look at the map as we have now. Already, it's a very close race, but we're close to winning it. So the strategy that I'm going to go for is going to focus especially on these three states. Mainly Louisiana. So let's go and visit Louisiana. Polls show that, by and large, many college-educated voters are planning on voting for McCain, many of whom were Hillary supporters of the so-called Puma movement. What is your response to this? Look, I mean, I'm a Democrat, a mainstream Democrat, progressive, whatever. I love Hillary, great woman. If toning down some of these attacks, not pulling them back, no way, but toning them down a bit will work, then why not? We need all the help we can get here. I'm not even doing the Trump voice. I don't even know if I can do a Trump voice in all fairness. It's all right. We'll go with this. You help salvage in the moderate vote, but at the cost of your credibility with your base. Let's hope they're still enthusiastic about you. On the bright side, Hillary has agreed to campaign with you. The internet is increasingly being used as a medium for political activism in the world of 2008. Studies show 35% of Americans rely on online videos for election news. And your campaign has a uniquely devout support base online. What will you do, if anything, to reach out to these online voters? There's a lot of young people out there, I've heard. My advisors have been telling me. These blogs, they were big in the midterms, and now you have sites like Reddit. One guy was telling me about it. It's big. We target it. And I'll be posting plenty on Facebook and maybe some other platforms as well to attack my opponents. And we'll have a website. I need to be hip with these guys, you know? Liberal netroots like Daily Costs love you, and your appeal to online groups is not only helping your numbers among young people, but also helping with your volunteer operation. Good move. So already, we're winning already. It looks like we've flipped over Oregon, it looks like. New Hampshire is very close. A lot of these swing states that were in contention are kind of close right now. And PA. True, we have PA now. I don't know if we fully had PA before, but we have it now. Going back to Louisiana. You haven't had much political experience, never holding an elected office in your career, although you've flirted with running for president for quite a while now. Now, like in the primaries, you're being attacked for not having the experience necessary to become president. What will you say? It felt like only a little bit ago, they were talking about how they were the outsiders, and now they're attacking me over not being an establishment New World Order guy? I mean, am I crazy here? This is a pretty good response. Make it about the Republicans, about McCain and Bush, not about you. African Americans have been an important part of a Democratic coalition since the 30s, and this year is no different. In this primary, we've had decent numbers with them, but now we're in the general. How will you appeal to this key group against McCain? My good friend Kanye was right, folks. He was. He said that George Bush doesn't care about black people. It's true. He doesn't care about you. He left you to die like dogs in New Orleans, which was once a great city, but it's been filled with so many beautiful black bodies. But with me, I'll be the best president for blacks since Lincoln. This is a typical attacking response from you, but it resonates fairly well with African Americans. Let's hope some of your comments don't put off too many moderates. Well, it's coming along. Very close in pen. But we're moving along. Let's do Louisiana. President Bush's troop surge in 07, move you've been strongly opposed to, has been successful in reducing violence and restoring the Iraq War's popularity, as touted by McCain. Republicans have accused you of wanting to pull out when victory is in reach, with many of them going as far to call you a terror sympathizer. What will you do? This whole thing might have been successful, but we wouldn't have needed it if we've never had an Iraq War, right? That's what's so dishonest here, with you people in the media. We'll be doing a very strong and measured pullout when I'm elected. This would be a good answer, but some deject a bit of flip-flopping here. You're in a tough spot regardless with this question. I love how all these questions are formulated like how Trump would say, and that it's fun as hell. I like this model a lot. Further on the foreign policy front, many pro-Israel Jewish voters are skeptical at best of your support of Israel, with some prominent conservative commentators claiming that you are an anti-Semite and comparing your comments about bankers to the speeches of Adolf Hitler. What will you do? We need peace over there, all right? A two-state solution. Israel and Palestine together. I'm obviously not anti-Semitic. I love and respect all religions. Love them all. Christian, I'm a great Christian. Muslims, Jews, all of them. We need peace. This will move things over for now. The Israel-Palestine issue has plagued every president since Truman, and he very likely will not be the last. Let's go over to Louisiana again. Gotta keep working on Louisiana if you want a chance of winning it. The subprime mortgage crisis has engulfed the world economy after a sudden crash in the housing market. This week, Lehman Brothers filed the largest bankruptcy in history. The crisis threatens to turn into a prolonged recession, sending President Bush's popularity plummeting. How will you turn the situation around? The economy is collapsing thanks to Bush and his friends. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna need a big, huge stimulus package. Trust me, my package is always huge. Believe me, we're helping the workers, the American people, everyone. We've got to get our jobs back. Americans want decisive action to restore the economy, and this bold plan is exactly that. Your fans also appreciate your humor, even others think it's inappropriate. The old RNG question. Here we are. Things are starting to look in our direction with that. We got a lot of the Rust Belt already with that. Look at the 347 at this point if the election was held today. But we can make that better. The first presidential debate between you and McCain is coming up, and McCain has suspended his campaign to return to D.C. to work on a legislative response to the financial crisis. He's called for postponement of debates. What will you do? Is this a joke? The American people, okay, they need to see where we stand. And with McCain, you got him he's avoiding the people. I'm not going to postpone any of this, or whatever he wants so they can bail out the bankers. We're having it now, or never. Good check and see if my guess was right there. It was not the right guess. Glad I checked that. This pays off perfectly. McCain accepts, and you have unexpectedly bested him with an aggressive debate performance. This will definitely help you. We're winning in Montana. We're winning in West Virginia right now. Look at that. 365 electoral votes. Look at that. Over 100 million people have said they've been left without insurance at some point since 2007. In a May survey, 8 out of 10 Americans agree that the country's healthcare system is in need of major reform. Was your plan to make healthcare more affordable? We have a great plan to bring healthcare, so much healthcare, to uninsured people. You know what I call it? Trump care. It'll be expanding Medicare. We'll have private and public insurance. It'll cover millions. It's incredible. Universal, some would say. Your healthcare plan is a little more moderate than some of your rhetoric in the primaries, but polls show that, by and large, the American people prefer it to McCain's. A video surfaced of you from 2005 describing how you tried to seduce a married woman and how you can generally kiss women or, quote, grab them by the pussy, unquote. Several other women have also stepped forward to accuse you of assault, and many prominent Democrats have told you to call it quits on the race. What will you do? It's not often I feel shame. People who know me can agree. But I am very sorry for the way I act in the situation, and we can't allow one ill-advised conversation to derail the entire future of the United States. Ashamed or not, this is a massive October surprise. Your poll numbers plummet. Hopefully we can recover from this. That's not too bad, actually. 260, 178. We can pull out of this. You can work in Louisiana. Regardless, the video is having a clear effect on your polling numbers, showing you losing ground in nearly every important swing state, especially with the key female demographic. What will you do to turn things around? I know that the great working people of this country, they don't care about any of this media stuff. They care about their incredible jobs, which they no longer have thanks to Wall Street. Kerry, he lost the South. All red. We're going to bring it back. I call it my Southern strategy. We're going to be all over there. And that, with our share of the black vote, will win. The pain is seemingly over, and you've done decently enough campaigning in the South. But are these states winnable? You better believe they're winnable, if we have anything to say about it. I mean, we're winning in West Virginia right now. Montana is still surprisingly close, especially compared to how it was in 08, but that's all right. Moving on, as his running mate, John McCain picked Tom Ridge, a former Homeland Security Secretary, before that the governor of Pennsylvania. What do you have to say, if at all, about this pick? And also, who cares about this guy? We gotta focus on McCain, the top dog, the main man, not some boring guy, you know? Yeah, fair enough. There we go. Yeah. Louisiana. What is your position on abortion, specifically the Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision, which has kept the practice legal in the United States since 1973? Look, we can't get bogged down in this culture war stuff. We have so many great Clinton-Bush states, West Virginia, Arkansas, that would vote for us. If not for the abortion thing. We'll not be outright against it, but let's just focus on the economics. I love the economy. Your base notices you're wary of discussing abortion, but this might help blunt some opposition from social conservatives. John McCain was part of the Keaton Five in 1989, a group of senators investigated for unduly intervening in the part of Charles H. Keating Jr., whose institution defrauded 23,000 customers and cost the federal government $3 billion. McCain received substantial donations from Keaton, but was cleared, although reprimanded by the Federal Home Loan Bank Board. Will you attack him on these grounds? Well, I'll bring it up at rallies from time to time. I talk about a lot of things at the rallies, but it doesn't have to go into the ads or anything. We'll save it for the rallies. Good idea. You already attack McCain enough as it is, and this really fires up your rally goers. Arkansas is kind of close, but I'll keep working on Louisiana. What's your stance on the use of the death penalty? We shouldn't be executing people willy-nilly like Bush, for anyone who's brown, because there's a lot of risk there of getting the wrong guy. But if it's serious, if we know for sure, then I don't see the harm, but only then. This is the mainstream position to take at the time. Since his election as Russia's president, Vladimir Putin has rolled back freedoms and engaged in a short, vicious war of conquest with Georgia. What stance do you take on Russia? We have some great countries, people in Europe, who we gotta work with there, to make sure these Russia guys don't go too far. Not the neocons, not Blair, bad guy, believe me. But the good countries, we can really stand together. This is a little more internationalist than you're known for, but it's fairly popular, especially in Europe. It's coming along. Look at that. 351 to 187. Very narrow in some of these rural states, but we're catching up. Which is a position on gay marriage, which some states have legalized in the past 8 years. It's a little much, especially for the public. But I'd support civil unions. Very good, great compromise there, civil unions. I think. This is probably the safest marriage to take. Safest response to take. It's not safest marriage. Polling shows America isn't quite ready for gay marriage, and this compromise will win support from the base without alienating moderates. Lately, it's been a concerningly more and more common right-wing attack to call your running mate, Senator Obama, a Muslim, or to claim he was born from Kenya. With the VP debates coming up, what will you do? This is ridiculous, all right? I know for a fact that Obama is a great Christian, and you can see on his birth certificate that he's from the tremendous state of Hawaii. Outrageous. Really, really sick. Some people won't be convinced no matter what, and some activists are now a little disappointed, but this will put the issue to rest for now. Obama wins the debate, according to polls. Very nice. Louisiana. It's late October, and your campaign's in the home stretch. In this final week of this historic election, will be the focus of your message. America, it's in a bad place right now. It's always been under Bush, but with the economy and with all of that, it's bad. Millions of jobs lost, millions sent into poverty. But people, we have a chance, a real incredible chance in this election to make America great again. And I think we can. McCain accuses you of plagiarizing Reagan, but as you rally across the country, your fans are chanting one thing: make America great again. Now that it's near the end of a campaign, is there a particular issue that you'd like to attack your opponent on right now? The economy is collapsing completely, and now you have McCain. Guy can't even remember how many homes he owns. If he's president, you're going to see a lot of money go to Wall Street, not our beautiful American people. The economy is the number one issue for most Americans, so attacking McCain on it, it's the obvious choice. Beautiful. Look at that. Whew. This is Louisiana. Climate change has been an increasingly salient issue in the past 8 years. Scientific evidence shows that the current levels of human consumption and carbon emissions are warming the globe, which will lead to catastrophic effects on the environment if left unaddressed. What solutions do you propose? We have to work with other countries to do this to reduce the climate change. Under my great plan, which we put out, CO2 goes down by 80%. 80%. It's incredible and we need it. Obviously, some of these states, like Florida, they'll be underwater. Terrible. We'll stop it. Climate change isn't a major issue in this election, but it looks good to lay out a roadmap for reversing global warming and will increase enthusiasm among liberal voters. John McCain is currently 72 years old. If elected, he will become the oldest president in American history. Some concerns have been raised about his age and fitness for the stressful and demanding job of president. We make it an issue in this campaign. I'm only, 10 years younger than him? Obviously he's not fit for it, but not because he's 70. We really shouldn't attack him on all this, alright? This is probably your best choice and a safe one. Making attacks based on age is always risky, especially now that baby boomers are getting on in years. It's getting tight in a couple of these states, but I think we'll be okay. This is Louisiana. Time. These two states are going to be a little close, but I think we got West Virginia down. Here we are. It's been a long campaign, and now you stand on the precipice of the most important election, some say, of the past few decades. Where will you concentrate your efforts on in the eve of this election? They'll call me crazy. They will. But Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas. Clinton won these, right? Some of these, and we can too. Our numbers with blacks, with whites, we've got this. Pundits indeed do call you crazy, with Karl Rove claiming on Fox that your campaign was planned by an insane person. The crowds are as big as ever, and the chance of Make America Great Again are even louder. Election has arrived, settle and wait for results, however long it may take. Best of luck. Let's see! So I think the max we can get is 427. It depends on stuff like RNG, stuff like that. But if we do things well, and we're doing okay so far, I think. We'll get 427 votes. We won Indiana, running a lot of Rust Belt, 71 to 15 off the bat. Tennessee's coming in. A lot of these New England states coming in. We won Georgia. Won Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Huge. East Coast is starting to roll in, or the West Coast rather, west side of the country, New Mexico. We've already won South Carolina and Florida. And the East Coast isn't even in yet. We won Mississippi. We won West Virginia. Iowa we got. California and Nevada. We won Washington. Hawaii we got. Oregon we've got. Montana we got. It's all down to these two states. Depending on how well we do, we might be able to grab them. We got Louisiana. It's all down to Arkansas. Come on, Arkansas. Don't do me dirty here. It's going to be down the wire. Ayo! Let's go. 427 to 111. 53.4% of the popular vote. America soars higher than ever before, for we can overcome this American carnage. Wow. This was a total and complete landslide. You didn't beat McCain, you buried him. Not only have you won swing states, states that haven't voted for Democrats in a long time, and others, you've won the South. You've won from coast to coast. McCain calls you to give a discouraged concession speech, and Democrats have ridden your coattails to large majorities in these chambers. Your running mate becomes the first African-American vice president, a historic achievement. On the domestic front, the outlook is fairly stormy. There's much to be passed from the economy to healthcare reform, but with your majority in the Senate, 63 seats and counting, and your majority in the House, it'll be easier than expected to pass them. Good luck on the economy and Iraq. If things go right, you can run for re-election in 2012. Let's do results by states. Closest states. Arkansas was decided by, that's about 600 votes. Wow. Very close. Louisiana, not as close, about 18,000. West Virginia, about 8,000. South Carolina, 25K, I'll guesstimate. And about 22K in Mississippi. Everything else, not even close. And like the closest state for us that McCain won was North Dakota. Which I've been wondering if we can win the Dakotas. I'm trying to do a bit of experimenting, but so you'd have to put I think all of your visits into like North Dakota. Well, it would make more sense to do that for Louisiana and get more votes. But I don't know. I think this is the max you can get, and for the max, this is a pretty impressive maximum. Look at that. Donald Trump, beloved figure in the Democratic Party. What a world. I think this is historic. This is supposed to be the historic results of his election. I'm not quite sure what states he don't win in this case. But that's something to figure out for another time. No further reading. I think we'll end it there for now. But thanks so much for watching, gang. Like if you like, dislike if you didn't, leave any comments or feedback or suggestions for campaigns to play down in the comment section below. I read all comments. I'd appreciate any feedback you might have for me. Hit the sub button and the notification bell if you want to keep up to date with uploads. I mainly do like Paradox games, Hearts of Iron, things of that accord, but I also dabble in New Campaign Trail and other random games, which I play on Saturdays. So hit the sub button if you want to keep up to date with that. As for anything else, that's really going to be it for now. But I thank you all for watching. My name has been Mr. Dog53, and I'll see you next time.